The number of layoffs last year nearly doubled from the year before, and experts say 2024 could get worse as the labor market softens. Brittany Peach recently found that out. She was fired from her remote job by her employer, but says she was not provided a reason. Her video of the online conversation has since gone viral.
Sorry, I just knew that this meeting was coming after knowing what's been happening with my peers and how extremely frustrated and upset everyone is. I know you guys must not be able to understand that given in the positions that you are in, and it must be very easy for you to just have these little 10-minute, 15-minute meetings, tell someone that they're fired, completely wreck their whole life, and then that's it with no explanation. That's extremely traumatizing for people. It's just very, very shocking. I have really given my whole energy and life over the last 4 months to this job, and to be let go for no reason is like a huge slap in the face.
Now, the sudden loss of a job for someone nearing retirement can be just as traumatic. What steps do you take to protect someone's financial plan if they suspect that they're going to be on the chopping block soon?
You know, when you look at those numbers, the number of layoffs last year nearly doubled from the year before. And again, some experts are predicting things are going to get worse. That's a lot different than what the current administration talks about, right?
That's not what I'm hearing
Funny.
at all.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what should you do to your financial plan if you're about to get laid off? You know, there's been this talk of a recession, and it's been going on for years now, right? The never-ending discussion. But the reality is at some point, the economic conditions will change. So it's always the best to be prepared, right? As a parent who has two kids in Scouts, and one's an Eagle Scout, one's another almost Eagle Scout, the motto is be prepared.
Right.
I would say that's the same motto that you want to have here. So facing the possibility of a layoff can be a very stressful situation. There are some steps that you can take to proactively manage your finances ahead of time. And here's kind of a guide on what to do. First of all, what you want to do is assess your financial situation. So take a close look at your current financial situation, review your savings, emergency funds, any outstanding debts. Look for ways that maybe you can help try to manage your cash flow, if you will, and that creating that financial inventory is going to allow you to make a little bit more of an informed decision. If you don't have one, or if it's not a big one, build or bolster your emergency fund. So you want to always have at least 6 months worth of living expenses set aside in an emergency fund. But, as you get closer to retirement time, pushing that number out even further and having money that's not necessarily subject to market risk. Because here's kind of the double whammy effect is, a lot of times these layoffs or job losses happen when the economy is in the tank, right?
Right.
And what also can happen is when the economy's in the tank, you know what can be in the tank? The stock market.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can face a double whammy. So you lose your job, you're laid off, and you need money, and now you're forced to sell your stocks at a low point? Wow, what a big punch in the gut. And or some of these people that have high balances in their company stock, if your company is hurting and they lay you off, that means their stock could also be down. And now you're taking another punch to the gut as well when you look at not having a good emergency fund and having money that's not protected from significant losses. You kind of want to review and look at cutting expenses, so evaluate what those monthly expenses are. If you have offers from the company, understanding what those severance and benefits are, making sure that you do, if you qualify, and file for unemployment benefits. And Scott, a big one for you is understanding how to navigate the healthcare environment.
Sure, get an estimate on what is my healthcare cost going to be. You can extend COBRA depending on if your company is over 20 employees. But it's very important to understand exactly what kind of cost you can be in store for you, for healthcare.
Yeah, so then you want to look at kind of updating your resume. If you're on LinkedIn, you could do your profile over there, network out there and seek some new opportunities, explore new income sources, review your investment strategies, stay positive. A layoff can be very negative, especially in the example in the open in the lady who got laid off and had no valid reason. They just decided to let her go. That can be emotionally draining, and, coping with that job loss can be really emotionally challenging. So focus on maintaining that positive mindset. practice self-care. Seek support from your friends, family members, maybe a counselor if needed. Know that it's okay to talk to people. I mean, getting financial counseling and talking with a financial advisor like me, can show you the ways to navigate that. So just remember, the key to taking the proactive steps of managing your finances is to be prepared. So whether you think that might happen or not, we can run that fire safety drill and make sure that you're prepared. Heaven forbid that ever happens, and make sure that you're prepared for the future.
And it's much easier to run that drill, as just that, as a drill, and not the actual emergency in and of itself. We hope that's not the situation you find yourself in, but it is much better to know that I have a plan in place to fall back on. Again, going back to Boy Scouts, it's been a while since I've been a Scout myself, but being prepared is what it's all about. The team at America's Retirement Headquarters can help you with that preparation. 419-794-3030 is the phone number. ARHQ.com is the website. One more time, I wanted to remind you about the upcoming economic summit that the team is holding here, their semi-annual economic summit. You can find out more information about that, including how to go ahead and reserve your seats and register at ARHQ.com. Click on the events tab. Want to thank you, as we always do, for joining us here on the show, here on America's Retirement Headquarters. Hope you have a great week ahead of you. Stay safe out there. Gentlemen, as always, a pleasure. Thanks for the time. And as we wrap up, I want to leave you with the final word.
Yeah, just everybody enjoy your week. We love having you listen in and appreciate you taking the time. Remember, when you think retirement, think America's Retirement Headquarters. It's home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates.